So we're going to continue to look at some equivalent fractions here and the idea of equivalent fractions. So this example here shows that it asks how many 1/2 fractions make up one whole fraction. And so the answer here would be 2. So if we take a look at a picture of that, so we would have two 1/2 pieces. Okay, so a 1/2 piece here and a 1/2 piece here. These two pieces would make up the whole. Okay, so the equation looks like this: 1 equals 1/2 plus 1/2. So how many 1/4 fractions make up a half fraction? Well, the answer for that would be 2, again, 2, because we can show that if we chop this up into quarters, we can see that two 1/4 fractions, so one here and one here, would make up that 1/2 fraction. So again, the answer would be 2. And the equation then would look like this. It would be 1/4 plus 1/4, okay, which is 2/4. Okay, so 2/4 and 1/2 must be equivalent fractions. Same here with 2 over 2. 2/2, two parts to 2 parts whole gives us 1 whole. So how many 1/6 fractions make up a 1/2 fraction? Well, if we look at a 1/2 fraction, okay, we can see that if we divide it up into 1/6 pieces and count those up, we have 1, 2, 3 pieces here to make up that 1/2 fraction. Okay, so we end up with 3 pieces. So it would look like this: 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6. Okay, and that would equal 1/2, or 3 over 6. So 3 over 6 would then represent the equivalent fraction, and we can show the addition like this. And notice that when we add these fractions together, the denominator is staying, it doesn't change, because the size of the pieces really aren't changing here. Okay, so how about 1/8 pieces making up 1/2? So I can split this up into 1/8 pieces and then count up how many 1/2 pieces I need to make, how many 1/8 pieces need to make up 1/2. So I need 4. So, and then it would look like this: 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. And if I take a look at that fraction, that's 4/8. And that's an equivalent fraction to 1/2. And then finally we have 1/6. How many 1/6 pieces make up 2/3? Well, if I draw my 2/3 fraction here, and then I divide it up into 6, well, again, I can count up, just shade it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. That represents 2/3. So again, I can say that 4 pieces make that up. So we end up with 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. Well, we can clearly see that's 4/6, and we know by our proportion, that makes up 2/3, and by proportion, that's the same as 4 over 6. Okay, so there's a few ideas in here. One is this idea of equivalent fractions, the proportioning. Okay, the other is here we're actually adding some fractions together. And when we add fractions together, notice that we can count up the numerator, but since the size of the pieces don't change when I'm adding them up, the denominator stays the same.